Houses for sale in Lagos versus houses for sale in Port Harcourt. I often interact and have requests from investors outside Nigeria, outside Port Harcourt, that wants to buy properties in Port Harcourt. But most times, the investors, the clients that want to buy house in Port Harcourt come with different requests and always look at the standard of houses in Lagos to compare the houses in Port Harcourt. So today we'll be comparing houses for sale in Lagos versus houses for sale in Port Harcourt. Let me read this client's message to me. Hello Michelle, I have watched some of your videos on YouTube. I wouldn't want to pay more than 100 million naira in Port Harcourt for a property, to be honest. And I do not want something that is not ready. That's the main thing right now. I need something that's ready. Now I have a lot of investors, clients from different parts of the world reaching out to me wanting to buy properties in Port Harcourt, most especially housing. They want to buy a house in Port Harcourt and they want something that is fully ready. And when you show them properties available for sale in Port Harcourt, houses available for sale in Port Harcourt, they send you videos of houses for sale in Lagos. They begin to tell you, why should I pay 150 million naira for this property in Port Harcourt? Why should I pay 200 million naira for this house in Port Harcourt when I can get something this magnificent, something this very beautiful, lovely, awesome in Lagos for the same amount? And my question is, what is the location of that house in Lagos? So today we are comparing houses for sale in Lagos versus houses for sale in Port Harcourt. Now, the pictures you're seeing displaying right here are properties that are for sale in Lagos. You can see from these pictures that these properties are looking really much amazing, fully finished properties. And when you now come over to Port Harcourt, if you want to judge properties in Port Harcourt with what you see in Lagos, you may be thinking that the developers in Port Harcourt are not doing justice to their job. But is that really true? We are going to find out all that in this very video. Let's look at the pros of developers in Lagos. Now you can see this very estate has all these buildings available for sale, and this developer is building about 25 units of contemporary 3-bedroom duplexes, 4-bedroom duplexes, and also apartments. Now this is a fully serviced estate that is being developed from the very beginning. And here in this very estate, all the company is selling is house and no land. Okay, so it simply means that all these houses are going to be ready at the same time, meaning that the entire estate is going to have beautiful landscaping, amazing environment, basic amenities you always want to have living in an estate. All right, now if you look carefully at these houses that are available for sale in Lagos, you will also see that these houses are fully finished, in the sense that everything about the house is checked and on point. You can see, starting from the TV console, look at the environment, look at the neighborhood, look at the landscaping. Some of them have pools, private pools, some have private cinemas. Look at the house itself. Look at the kitchen, look at the islands, the cabinetries, the toilet fittings, everything is looking so beautiful and glamorous. So most of the houses in Lagos available for sale comes fully finished. Now, let's look at the pros Lagos developers enjoy. Now, we have the seaport that is right there in Lagos. The Lagos developers enjoy relatively low or moderate cost of materials as compared to Port Harcourt developers. You see, the International Labour Organization, which is the body in charge of shipment, has what is called the insurance risk. You may be at the risk of losing your vessel. As a matter of fact, it's a 50-50 chance if your vessel is not landing in the Lagos seaport when that vessel is not oil and gas. So you see, Lagos is where things are happening. Lagos is the commercial hub of Nigeria and Africa. So you see that the Lagos State developers enjoy moderate costs in terms of buying materials. There are a lot of foreign investors in Lagos. So you see that the developers are able to collaborate with foreign investors, foreign companies to bring in materials, to make their project stand out and worthwhile. Now, this is an advantage that Lagos developers have over Port Harcourt. Now, let's also look at the cost of living in Lagos. The cost of living in Lagos is way much more expensive than the cost of living in Port Harcourt. As a matter of fact, you can see some areas in Lagos where rental go as much as 20 million naira, 30 million, 60 million, and even above for rental. I'm not talking about outright purchase, I'm talking about rentals. But it is not so in Port Harcourt. So you see that when developers put in so much money, as in when they sink in money on the ground to develop a project, they are not afraid because the market is there. The buyers are there to actually buy up these products, and their monies are not going to be stopped with them. You see that? Now let's look at the population of Lagos State. In Lagos State, you have over 15 million persons, and people troop in and out of Lagos on a daily basis. The international airport in Lagos, the MM1, is always busy, as well as the MM2. It is busy to a fault. As a matter of fact, Lagos is generally accepted by everyone. As in, if your flight is to touch down Nigeria, you are stepping your feet in Lagos. So you see, Lagos is the #1 commercial hub of Nigeria and Africa as a whole. But it is not so for Port Harcourt. The population of Port Harcourt is barely 8 million persons. You see that? Now, let's look at the caliber of people who live in Lagos. In Lagos, you have the richest men in Nigeria. You have Dangote live in Lagos. You have the biggest oil moguls, the billionaires of Nigeria, all live in Lagos. Unlike Port Harcourt, yes, there are still billionaires and rich people, wonderful people, people that matter who live in Port Harcourt, but it is not like Lagos State. Now you see, I told you that the oldest real estate company in Lagos is over 30-40 years. Now, this is to tell you that a lot of persons have made serious money through real estate way in Lagos. Now, in Lagos State, in the year 2020, 2021, 2019, I sold some couple of lands in Ibejuleki and Ekpe to some of my clients. Some of them bought for 900,000 naira, some bought for 950, some bought for 700. But do you know what? As at today, those properties are well over 45, 47 million naira upwards. This was just 2020. How many years ago? 5 years ago. Then imagine people who have been investing in Lagos for the past 30, 40 years. Imagine how much they've made. So a lot of persons have made money in Lagos, and because of these, there are lots of real estate developers. Okay, now there are people who sink money on the ground in Lagos because they have the money and they know that real estate is a tool for wealth creation, and real estate is a tool for wealth preservation. One thing is to make money, another thing is to preserve the money you've made. So imagine someone who have billions, who have serious huge amount of money lying in their accounts, or huge amount of money worth of investments they've made before now. What do you think? As smart businessmen and women, they know that if they withdraw this money from wherever it is and put it into real estate, develop properties, they are going to sell, make more money, and also preserve the money they've made. So you see, now there are lots of developers in Lagos. So every developer is on his or her toes to outdo the other developer. Unlike Port Harcourt, where there are just very few developers. You see, now, unlike Port Harcourt again, where the developers in Port Harcourt are not those who have made money through real estate, because real estate is just starting in Port Harcourt. So the developers in Port Harcourt are not those who have made money from real estate. These are people who have seen that there is green light in real estate, and they are in the system to help people own homes, to help people live right. Okay, so these people do not really have so much money. These Port Harcourt developers do not really have so much money, just like the Lagos developers have. In Lagos, you can see a regular person like me paying rent of 45 million naira, and you'll be like, eh? Where on they see money? You know? Now, these people have made money through real estate, so money is nothing to them. And also, in Lagos State, the government, helps real estate development by giving good titles. So you see that these developers are willing to sink in money on the ground because they have this money and they know the power of real estate. You see, so government is there to back them up, and government brings us lots of rules and regulations to guide real estate developers. You see, and they have titles like CFO, governor's consent, government approved accession, government, different government, and some of the land, some of the properties are even bought from government directly. So you see, so now when they know that they are cleared on the government part, they are also cleared on the community part, they are willing to sink in money on the ground because they know that they are safe. And also investors invest hugely in Lagos because they know they are safe, because the properties have good titles and everything is going on well. Unlike Port Harcourt, where the government isn't really giving signing CFOs for a lot of investors, and also most investors in Port Harcourt don't even have enough funds to pursue for good titles for their property. You see that? Now, also in Lagos State, you see that investors who buy properties just see good properties and they pay. You see that because they understand the value of real estate. Unlike Port Harcourt, where someone is wanting to buy a house, but the person is not willing to pay above 100 million naira to own a house. You will see, I interface with lots of investors, lots of clients from different parts of the world. When it comes to buying house in Port Harcourt, they are looking for the cheapest house. They will complain about this, say the developer did not put the door like this, the developer did not do this like this, the developer did not do this like this, and they are not willing to bring out money. So because of this, the developers are not encouraged to sink in so much money on the ground, because they know that if they do that, they may not be able to sell their houses, because it will make it to be so expensive, you see. And also, banks support real estate companies in Lagos by giving them loans and being in partnership, in collaboration with them to develop their projects. Unlike Port Harcourt. Now, you see, the reason why banks do this is because banks have seen the beauty and the goodness of real estate. Banks have seen mere bushes turned into mega big cities. In the year 2010, the Abraham Adesanya you see today that's looking so beautiful and glamorous was a mere bush. You see that? In the year 2010, the Amen Estate you see looking so fine today, where you have top celebrities, and all that live, was not as developed as it is today. It was still like a bush just coming up and becoming an estate, you see. But today, you see, all these areas are opened up. Today, properties in Ekpe are selling for way over 50 million naira in some areas. Now, these were places that 10 years ago, 15 years ago, these were places that were no-go areas. So you see, banks have seen the beauty of real estate, have seen bushes transformed into cities, and they believe in the sector, and they can boldly collaborate with these real estate companies. This is Michelle here, Michelle Modi, your real estate consultant based right here in the city of Port Harcourt. If today is your first time watching my video, you are highly welcome. Do well to subscribe to this channel and turn on the bell notification so you are among the first to be notified when we post our next video. On this channel, we'll bring you the best of real estate and show you how best to maximize your real estate investment and put your money to work so you don't have to work all the days of your life. We'll let you see how you can grow your money through real estate. So subscribe and turn on the bell notification, and as well invite your friends and family to do so.